All right, so I'm just going to be giving a pretty much overall look at all the work that I've been doing at Stride and what I've been up to lately. So we're going to start with the first game, which is, or the most recent, is English Escape. So English Escape is a basically like not like a puzzle game that utilizes English language. I was responsible for working on adding in the content. So this game is all about different aspects of English literature. So as you can see, level 9 is I was responsible for level 9 to level 17 and adding in the content. So as you can see, level 9 is contractions, level 10 is possessives, level 11 capitalized place names, 12 capitalized more names, 13 titles of works, etc. So just to showcase, how it works. So I was not responsible for creating the code base. I was just responsible for adding in the content, so adding in the actual English questions. So basically, for example, if I scroll back up to level 9, how it works. So it just chooses which room which where you're gonna spawn on, and how the question base works is it asks the question, what is the contraction for have not? You give an example of where have not is used. I have not paid my bills yet. So there's two question types for English Escape. We have a button click, and there's a drag and drop. You actually have to hold the answer and drag it into the correct place. So for example, you have three choices: haven't, and have not, and then you pick the correct answer. And if the user gets the answer correct, it would say correct. The apostrophe stands for letter 0. You earn a clue card. So how the game works is you would have to collect a certain number of clue cards, which will unlock the final question, and you'll be able to escape the maze. Because it's pretty much like a labyrinth, like a maze like that. If you get it incorrect, try again. If you fail it, it would tell you incorrect, and it'll give you the correct answer. So just a quick little showcase of the game. We're just gonna do that for the three projects I've worked on, being mainly English Escape, Grammar Glider, and Tour of Tense. So I'm just gonna wait for this to load quickly, and I'm gonna be showcasing how this works. All right, so pretty much how this works is that it would tell you you've been trapped inside my maze. It will take you 2 minutes to complete it. So this is just for the level layout, formal and informal language. Answering six, you need to collect 6 clue cards by answering 6 questions, and then unlock the final puzzle. So essentially, through this game, you have put the sound up just slightly. In this game, you have to answer different questions. So, for example, you come to these crystal balls, ask a question. Mason's writing an email to his cousin. Mason's talking to someone he knows well. Mason's speaking to his teacher. So this is simply, in which situation you're most likely to use formal language. So formal language would be speaking to a teacher. If it were to click this, someone he knows well. Try again, formal language using speaking to adults, people you know well, and speaking to a teacher. Formal language should be using speaking to someone like a teacher you earn a clue card. So that's essentially the basis of the game. Is you would pretty much just be going through levels, answering questions, and that was the button click variant. I'm not sure if there's a drag and drop variant in this level of English Escape, but yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much how English Escape works. It's pretty much just you go through levels answering various English questions. So going on to the next project, be showcasing is Grammar Glider. So let me actually just pull it up on this side. So what Grammar Glider is about is a game that works on mobile. Basically, it's like an endless runner game. You're basically flying, and you have to collect the correct answers, dodge incorrect answers, and then select the correct answers when it comes to questions. So this game, its question content is done independently through JSON files. So for example, how this works is that um, this is Tower of Tens. How it works for Grammar Glider is, there you go, is that if I were to scroll down, you have a list of correct eggs, so you would collect these correct eggs, and you would dodge incorrect eggs. And the rule of each level is here prepositional phrases. So you would collect only the prepositional phrase eggs, and you would dodge the other ones. So for example, just one of the questions is select the word that forms a prepositional phrase describing where the action took place. The cat jumped something the box. The cat jumped after the box. The cat jumped during the box. Or the cat jumped into the box. And basically, the correct answer is done through a list. Um, through a list with different indexes. So this is index 1, this is index 2, this is index 3. So the correct answer would be the cat jumped into the box. If you get it wrong, it would say try again, look for a preposition that tells where the cat jumped. If you get it correct, it would say, if you get correct here, it would say into. The preposition tells where the cat jumped into the box, where the cat jumped, which is be into. And if you would get them wrong both times, you would get the same as the correct answer. A preposition that tells where the cat jumped is into. So just to showcase Grammar Glider, how the game works. I load, and then I'll just pretty much just showcase how Grammar Glider works. There you go. All right, so here's Grammar Glider. As you can see, it says answer questions to show what you know about prepositions. Use the arrow keys to glide to the correct answer. So this one is prepositions. This level specifically is prepositions. It would say you would collect only eggs with prepositions, for example, above. Avoid eggs, example, cat, that are not prepositions. And there's also a power-up. You would collect the fiery egg, and you can blast through obstacles. So in this game, you would collect gems. You have your hearts. You can basically move left and right with the keys. You can collect the fire egg. You can press. You can use WASD to navigate through obstacles. And you collect the gems, and you'll also get points for breaking obstacles. And then here's a question coming up. It asks, the mice under the floor performed an opera. Which word in the sentence is a preposition? So you have time to analyze the question, and you would select which one of these is a preposition. So the correct answer is under. If it were to hit floor, you would get this. It would delete the answer. It would say a preposition relates to a noun or pronoun to another word in a sentence. And if it were to select the correct word, which is under, you get it correct and it will continue. So pretty much it's an endless runner game. You have your hearts, and if you run into obstacles, your hearts go down. It takes 2 hits to take out half of a heart, and then you will just continue going. If you collect the incorrect one, as you can see, that's incorrect. It will tell you that it's incorrect, and pretty much you just keep going until you get to the end. And this is a progress meter just to show you how far that you've gone. If I were to collect this, which is a preposition, I get it correct. So that's pretty much just an overview of Grammar Glider, and then the last one is Tower of Tens. So similar to Grammar Glider, the Tower of Tens content is done through JSON files. And basically how Tower of Tens works, it's a platformer game, right? So it works. For example, it would ask this question. It would say, jump on the baddie with the answer choice that correctly completes sentence. Which type of language should be used in this situation? You would then enter the door. So then essentially how this works is that you would have these different questions, and you would have enemies to jump on in accordance to what answers there are available. So if we were to start up Tower of Tens, you'll be able to see how the game actually looks. All right, there you go. So if I just drag it over to this side, I can expand it. Oh, well, I have it in Windows and not HTML5, which is supposed to run on. So I'm just going to change the platform to HTML5 and just going to showcase how the game is meant to look. All right, there we go. And this is Tower of Tents. All right. So basically, as you can see, it asks the question: does this sentence contain an inappropriate shift in verb tense? Enter the door the correct answer. So he runs through the kitchen and slipped on a banana peel, which slipped is past tense. He already slipped. Runs is present tense. So as you can see, this is present tense and this is past tense. So the correct answer is yes. However, if I were to enter the incorrect door, it'll tell me try again. Consider two verbs runs and slips at the end of the same tense. And if I were to say yes, it'll go here. And this is essentially the main loop of the game. And then you need to select which jump on the enemy that is actually correct. So the correct answer, he runs and slips. It should be slips. If I were to select is slipping, it would say it's incorrect. Which verb tense is the same tense as runs? So if I were to wait until this guy heads closes, and how these enemies work is once his mouth is open, you take damage. And once the head is closed, you can jump on it and defeat the enemy. Right. And that's pretty much. And then you just keep on going. He stands up and laughs, and then he accidentally slipped again. So it should be since it's past tense, it should be he stood up and laughed, and then he accidentally slipped again. So if I were to put is standing, jump on the stood enemy, it would say stood here. I don't know why I went through that enemy. One more example. By the time Andy leaves the house, he had slipped multiple times. So it should be by the time Andy left the house. If I were to jump on the is leaving enemy, that would be incorrect. If I were to jump on the left enemy, that would be correct. So essentially, that's just an overall showcase of the three games that I worked on, being Grammar Glider, or starting from the beginning, being English Escape, then into Grammar Glider, then into 12 Tenths. I was responsible for working on different systems, bug fixes for these games. I was then also responsible for working on adding in the various content in different levels of these games. And that's pretty much my experience working on the major projects at Stride.